KOIN 6 News This Morning starts right now.
Well, we are a day away from the official grand reopening of Providence Park. There's a live look right there at the stadium, and Timber Joey looks like he was doing some work there as they get ready to put the final touches on before the big event tomorrow.
And tomorrow's Timbers home opener isn't the only thing going on at that time. The Starlight Parade of the Rose Festival is also happening. Carly Kennelly standing by to tell you about road closures that you need to know if you head into Southwest Portland tomorrow evening.
It is 5 a.m. on this Friday morning. Thanks for being with us here on KOIN 6 News. I'm Jenny Hansen.
And I'm Ken Body. We'll get to all of that in just a moment. But first, Kelly Bayern with a look at the weather for tomorrow, and it looks like it's going to be good.
It will be. We will see some sunshine through the afternoon. That continues into our evening when the game kicks off at 7:30 here. So at the stadium, we'll like to see temperatures in the low to mid 70s, so very comfortable for the game tomorrow. We've got some ideal weather for all of our events in town. The Starlight Parade follows. We'll keep temperatures in the 70s to about mid 60s, maybe even upper 50s for the late evening. So do bring a light jacket out there. It's going to be great in terms of weather this weekend for all the events in town. This morning, though, we are starting off with those clouds at the coast. You can see just how cloudy it is at Seaside. 57 degrees now in Portland and many areas in the 50s. We'll keep those temperatures through the morning with mainly cloudy skies. By the afternoon, mostly sunny and highs close to 80 degrees. Carly.
Well, yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow with everything that's going on, the Timbers game and then the Starlight Parade. It's definitely going to impact traffic downtown. So I'm going to outline what you can expect here coming up. Right now, take a look at the current situation. Headed out the door anytime soon. It's going to be a great Friday morning for you. 8 minutes on I-5, I-84 westbound with 6 minutes and 5 on 26.
Thank you very much. Well, the Timbers Army getting ready for that big home opener against LAFC tomorrow, and that kicks off the grand reopening of Providence Park.
That's right. For nearly 20 months, both the Timbers and the Thorns have not been able to play at home while the stadium underwent a massive multi-million-dollar expansion project. The renovations span the spectrum. The park can now hold an additional 4,000 fans. It has new video boards, new LED lighting, new artificial turf, and, of course, new food and beverage options, and that's just to name a few things.
Cora Harlan is live this morning at Providence Park, where the last-minute details on that $85 million renovation are being wrapped up. Cora, I imagine the excitement is really building, even this early in the morning, for what's going to be happening tomorrow night.
Well, there's a lot of excitement around here. You guys sort of mentioned everything that I was going to show you here for a second ago, but I'll tell you what, in looking around Providence Park here with Timber Joey, this place has never looked better since it's built in 1926. I've been here a long time and seen this stadium in a lot of different conditions. It's a beautiful looking stadium.
Oh, it's stunning, and it's going to be even more stunning when we get people inside.
Fun to work here, fun to work with the crowd during the game. It was last year. It'll probably be more so even this year. Right?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's going to be loud. It's going to be brilliant. Can't wait.
Home opener. Let's give you just a quick tour from up here and out. By the way, the first thing to notice is those are the we've been outside all weekend. Those are the first. Those are the new additions. The 3 levels of east side seating over there that you're looking at. The lights are kind of glaring at us a little bit, but that is just a stunning look there. The east side of the stadium, in some respects, now looks a little bit more like the west side of the stadium. That's always been those east grandstands have sort of been the poor stepchild of the west side of the grandstands. That's no longer the case. They've got new concourse levels over there. There are 2 new big video boards. We're standing under one of them right now, but Robbie, take them right down there to the end of the field down there. Look at that video board there. That's probably twice the size of the old video board. Those are amongst the first things you'll notice when you get here. The Timbers do tell us that they have done touch-ups with the entire park here, the concourse area over here on the west side of the stadium. They've repainted, retouched, refurbished, just polished up a lot of the old stuff that was over here. So this, as I say, Jenny and Ken, is a brand new stadium in a lot of regards, and it has really never looked better as the Timbers prepare for their home opener tomorrow and the Thorns get ready for their home opener after some long road swings on Sunday for the Thorns. So it's going to be an exciting weekend and a lot of new, has the feel of a new stadium. It's not a new stadium by any means, but it really does have the feel of a new and improved stadium in every sense of the word.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for $85 million worth of renovations, they definitely got their money's worth, because that is just beautiful. Not the biggest stadium in the MLS, but might be the nicest.
Yeah, and it looks a lot bigger too. So
yeah,
there's
definitely.
That. Yeah. All right.
Well, I read somewhere earlier this week. That this attendance, the 25,000 capacity that they have now, puts them in the top 5 or so in terms of the home attendance capacity in soccer. So it puts them right up there towards the top in terms of home seating capacity as well.
Very cool. And they are very loud, so
yeah. They will fill it up.
Thank you, Cor.
Thanks, Cor.
Well, we will have continuing coverage of this weekend's grand opening of Providence Park, as well as the Rose Festival festivities happening this weekend. Again, for more information on traffic alerts, road closures, and schedules, just go to KOIN.com.
Well, it's the last call for food carts at Southwest 10th and Alder in downtown Portland.
Yeah, cart owners were given notice they had to move to make room for a new high-rise. Elise Haas is live to explain what this means for those business owners and their loyal customers. Elise?
Yes, Ken and Jenny. So this has become a very familiar sight to a lot of Portlanders coming here for lunch and dinner along Southwest 10th and Alder. And this is all going to change, because in the near future, this will look very, very different. So like you guys mentioned recently, these cart owners were told that they have to get up and move by the end of this month. And so they received that notice recently. And these notices also explained that this lot will close to all food carts and monthly parking. So right now, they don't have any available spaces to refer these food cart owners to. And with a baby on the way, the owner of Sumo Sushi isn't sure what he'll do when it's time to pack up here.
I moved in April.
You guys just got here?
Yeah, in April, and so we're still brand new, and we're now trying to figure out where we're going to go next. So that's kind of the hard part right now. My wife.
Definitely not easy. And so a lot of Portlanders are also sad to see these go, because they were coming here regularly. And this food cart pod is going to be wiped out for a high-rise Marriott hotel called the Moxie. So in the coming months, you will see a lot of construction here instead of these food carts. In the meantime, we're just going to have to wait and see if these food carts will be able to find a new home. Ken and Jenny.
All right. Thank you very much, Elise. Well, a disturbing trend of women being filmed without their permission seems to be continuing at Portland State University. Thursday afternoon, officials say a student reported seeing a man film up a woman's skirt as she walked up the stairs at Kramer Hall. Some women we spoke with on campus are concerned that this is not the first time he's done it.
Oh, he's probably done it a couple times and not been caught. I feel bad for the people it's being done to. I don't understand how someone like that is allowed on campus.
This year, multiple students at the university said a man was filming them in the women's bathrooms. As for this latest encounter, the suspect is described as a white man in his 30s with short blonde hair, thin, and about 6 feet tall.
Washington County deputies arrest 3 people, accusing them of sexually abusing children. Detectives say they are 39-year-old Benito Juarez Hernandez, his 33-year-old brother Cupertino Juarez Hernandez, and 36-year-old Diana Rodriguez, who is Cupertino's ex-wife. Deputies say the trio abused at least 5 children in the Beaverton and Aloha communities. Detectives believe there may be more victims in this case. If you or someone you know has been victimized, deputies want to hear from you.
Salem police are looking for the man who stabbed another man after using his cell phone. 20-year-old Darren Harris says he was just trying to be nice when he let a stranger use his cell phone, but when he tried to get it back, he says that man stabbed him.
I realized once I opened up my jacket and saw it covered in blood.
Police say the incident happened last Thursday night on Market Street Northeast. Harris says the man was possibly in his late 20s or early 30s with a goatee and a black button-up shirt.
Well, we are working to learn the name of the climber who died on Mount Rainier after a rock fall on Wednesday night. As of Thursday night, the name of that person was still being withheld. 2 other climbers were hurt and had to be taken off the mountain by helicopter. Officials say around 8 o'clock Wednesday night, A rock fall swept through their campsite along Liberty Ridge. 3 other climbers were not hurt, but they were still flown off the mountain.
Time now is 9 minutes after 5 o'clock, and let's get right to Kelly Bayer with another look at our forecast.
Yeah, weather looks great as we head towards the weekend, especially in town, too. We'll see sunshine by the afternoon, starting off now with some morning clouds, basically a repeat of all of our mornings that we have seen this week. So cloudy start in Portland, and at the coast, we are expecting mostly sunny skies today. Thunderstorms still an issue for portions east of the Cascades. We'll likely see some storms this afternoon in central Oregon near Bend again, and northeast Oregon yesterday saw clusters of thunderstorms, lots of lightning there too, so do expect that again for today. Great weather for a weekend though for all the events in town. Here's our satellite and our radar. We have quieted down here, just some clouds in the north portions of the valley now towards the coast, also central Oregon. Some spots are clear now, and we'll likely get some sunshine soon. Out towards Solar Winery, overcast skies for the time being. We're expecting sunshine later today. Here's our planner in Portland. A comfortable lunch, great to take outside today. Sunshine on the way and highs today near 80 degrees.
510, everything looks great. Just take a look. It is up to speed right now across the metro area. So this is 26 at Sylvan, and it's very light for that drive-in. Take a look at the drive time for for I-5 and I-205. We'll get to 26 here shortly. 13 minutes in from Vancouver on I-5, 11 on 205, I-84, 15 minutes westbound, 26 eastbound, 12 minutes from Hillsborough to downtown.
Thank you, Carly. It's 5:10. You're watching KOIN 6 News, watching out for you.
Dozens of homeless camps are taking over parts of North Marine Drive along the shore of the Columbia River. Coming up at 5:30, we'll hear from neighbors who say they're frustrated over the lack of action in clearing those camps out.
But first, Oregon is one step closer to becoming the second state in the nation to ban restaurants from handing out plastic straws. A look at the next steps still ahead. Welcome back. Excuse me. Oregon is a signature away from banning restaurants from offering plastic straws.
If Governor Brown signs this new bill into law, it means you won't get a straw at a restaurant unless you ask for one. Oregon would become the second state in the nation to pass a law like this. California was the first. The World Economic Forum projects that by the year 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the ocean. And Governor Brown announced she wants to limit Oregon's kicker to $1,000 per taxpayer. She says that will let the state keep $500 million, which she says she wants to use to pay down the pension debt and invest in rural housing. The median taxpayer is expected to receive a $330 kicker, so Brown says her plan allows for most Oregonians to keep their rebate.
Happening today, the Apple Store in Pioneer Place is set to reopen. It has been closed since late March for a remodel to add a large video screen. It will be part of the Today at Apple free educational sessions in the store. Those sessions include photography, coding, video, art, and design, all using your favorite Apple products.
Also today, Portland General Electric and a number of other Oregon businesses are helping kick off Pride Month with a special rainbow flag raising ceremony. It is happening at the World Trade Center at noon. There will also be music and Pride-themed treats given away at today's events.
Well, now to the Rose Festival. We are getting closer to this year's Queen of Rosaria. All 15 princesses participated in their last judged event, a luncheon and Q&A session sponsored by the Greater Portland Area Lions Club. Now the judges are now deliberating, and a princess will be crowned queen next Saturday at the Grand Floral Parade.
Well, before yesterday's luncheon, the 15 Rose Princesses visited the Bloom Project's office to process and arrange flowers. The Bloom Project receives all of its flowers from donations. Volunteers repurpose them to create beautiful bouquets ready to deliver to local hospice and palliative care patients. Those flower arrangements went to Randall Children's Hospital this time.
Yeah, great organization. I just did a Positive Vibes with them recently. Hey, speaking of the Rose Festival, City Fair reopens this afternoon. The festivities kick off at 3 o'clock and they run through the weekend. And gates close at 11 on Fridays and Saturdays and on 10 on Sundays. Tickets are $5 online and $8 at the door. You can get an unlimited ride wristband or 100 tickets for $50.
Yeah, that's a lot of rides.
That's I would be puking probably at that point.
These rides aren't that hardcore.
I can't do the spinny ones. Like if I do one of those any spinny thing, I'm done. Yeah.
So you're a Ferris wheel person and that kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah. I'm a walk around and eat cotton candy kind of gal.
That
yeah.
yummy.
Sounds good. Well, we should have some pretty good weather for all of that this weekend.
Yes.
Loving this forecast.
Yeah, the forecast looks fantastic. We'll keep it dry. That's the best part here for these events in town. We'll climb those temperatures towards the low 80s for today. Again, it opens at 3 p.m. today, so it'll be pretty warm as we head towards the afternoon. Just prepare for that and stay hydrated. Wear sunscreen, too. We're at the time of the year where the UV index is very strong. Saturday, low 80s, and Sunday, 80 again, too, with a mainly cloudy weekend ahead for us. Take a look at this pet walk forecast from yesterday. This photo was sent in of Canuck, a horse out towards Central Oregon, towards Terrebonne, Oregon, at Crooked River Ranch, going for a stroll. And you can see in the distance there some thunderstorms and some very dark clouds. So that horse is a brave one, and this is a very interesting, awesome photo. So thank you for setting this in. But again, Eastern Oregon and everywhere east of the Cascades have been experiencing those thunderstorms, and we will continue with that this afternoon. Of course, this morning it is calm here down the valley, so getting out for a walk or run will be very ideal this morning. Comfortable by the afternoon in the low 80s, warming up there, but a lot of sunshine on the way. So here's our activity that we've been watching since yesterday, the radar loop about 18 hours ago. Lots of lightning everywhere east of the Cascades, and those storms working towards southern Oregon, towards Medford and up in the Cascades there. So we're still seeing that wraparound moisture. Low system just towards the border of California is still throwing us that moisture and some energy. And as we warm up through the afternoons, those thunderstorms start to pop. So once again today, we are expecting to see thunderstorm activity as we head towards the afternoon. Here's the potential everywhere in green. Again, it's east of the mountains up in Washington and then even extending into California too. We will likely see some thunderstorms this afternoon, and within those storms we could get some hail, likely some lightning and heavy downpours. So just be aware of that and take cover if you get one over you, and if you can, take some photos and send them in a coin. We'll show other viewers what we're seeing outside there. In Portland right now, upper 50s. It's a cloudy start. Again, very similar morning to yesterday. Afternoon sunshine on the way. At Stoller Winery, we're seeing a few clouds out there too. Mid-50s out towards the gorge. Scattered clouds, and it's beautiful. You can see some color there off in the distance for the sunrise. Seaside, we're still cloudy, and we're going to keep that marine layer there through the late morning and even around noontime too. Low 50s as we start. Still expecting sunshine for the coast by the afternoon. So here's our weather pattern as that low out towards California starts to scoot east and out of the way over the weekend. We will diminish those chances for thunderstorms, but likely not until Sunday or even Monday. So in its place, that ridge of high pressure starts to build and scoots over too. So nice weather for the weekend. We stay dry. We'll see mainly sunny skies. Our next chance for rain doesn't really look like it'll show up until late next week, maybe on Thursday. So we're dry until then. Here's a look at the Starlight Parade forecast. Comfortable evening. We'll stay dry too. Low 70s. Bring a light jacket if you'll be on the town tomorrow, but some perfect weather for all the events in town. Here's our zone planner. 80s today in Portland. We'll keep those 80s through the weekend as well. So a nice, warm, dry, and mostly sunny weekend ahead for us. Enjoy that forecast. It looks nice all the way through the starts of next week. Carly.
Well, looking ahead to this Saturday with the Starlight Parade and the Timbers game, you've got the formation area for the Starlight Parade closing around 3 p.m. That's Broadway to 10th and then Burnside to Gleason. And the parade route closing at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Burnside will close because they'll keep Burnside open from 6 to 7. And here's that parade route. I know Elise Haas is going to talk more about this during the next half hour and give us all the details on what to expect for Saturday. Lots of congestion downtown with both the Timbers game and the Starlight Parade. So right now, there's no congestion at all. 26 eastbound looks great with 5 minutes. It's 17 minutes in from Wilsonville on I-5 northbound, 5 minutes on I-84, and traffic looks great in from Vancouver.
Thank you, Carly. It is 5:21. You're watching Coin 6 News.
A high-flying grandma from Gladstone is sharing her epic skydiving experience. So what makes her story so special? We'll explain next. Check this out. A 90-year-old double amputee from Gladstone shared her skydiving adventure with us. Take a look at this. Edna Christensen told us it was just time to skydive. She brought all her friends and family out, and then after a short plane ride up to 15,000 feet, Edna and her skydiving partner jumped out of that plane. You can see she really enjoyed the flight down, and at the end, they asked her how she felt about the experience. She said it was beautiful.
That's so great. She looked awesome jumping out of there. Yeah. All right. Well, Sandy, a high school 9th grade student, is hoping her art will reach millions of people. Google selected Cynthia Bautista as one of the finalists in its 11th annual Doodle for Google competition. Her doodle theme, "When I Grow Up, I Hope." As Cynthia says, her art represents how she hopes we can save endangered species from extinction, and she says the child represents the key to our future. If Cynthia wins the competition, she will get a $30,000 scholarship. Now, voting is open from June 3rd through the 7th. We have posted a link to the contest on KOIN.com.
Time now is 5:26. You're watching KOIN 6 News.
And people living along the Columbia River near North Marine Drive are voicing their concerns, saying enough is not being done to clear out area homeless camps. We'll hear from them coming up.
Plus, disaster across Arkansas. After weeks of severe storms, we hear from residents who fear the worst is yet to come.
KOIN 6 News This Morning starts right now.
Thanks for being with us on KOIN 6 News This Morning. It is 5:30 on this Friday, and this is a live look at the inside of Providence Park. It's an old park made new again, and they'll have their grand opening tomorrow night when the Timbers host LAFC in the first game in this new stadium, the new Providence Park. I'm Ken Body.
I'm Jenny Hansen. Yeah, we're excited to see all that, especially when it happens tomorrow. They better win after all this, right?
Oh, they will.
They will. Totally, for sure, yeah. All right, we want to take a look at your weather and traffic, and it's looking pretty nice already.
It is. This morning, another calm start. Cloudy out there, but we'll see sunshine. And again, the Timbers game is tomorrow. We will see a great forecast for folks heading to the game and around town throughout the evening time. We'll keep temperatures likely in the low 70s, and by the later evening, maybe a light jacket to the 50s and 60s we go. So do bring a light jacket with you, but very comfortable, and we are expecting to see a nice sunny evening out there. As we start this morning, again, clouds for the north portions of the valley now. We're sitting in the upper 50s in Portland, and we're getting that marine layer towards the coast, so a cloudy start once again for the beaches. We'll keep those temperatures this morning in the mid-50s. Highs today working towards about 80 degrees. A warm afternoon on the way with mostly sunny skies. Carly.
Well, I do have a traffic alert for you. It's a stall on I-5 southbound up in Vancouver at 99th Street. This stall is blocking the right lane, but not causing a delay in that area since traffic is so light this early on in the morning. It's 5:31, and we're not close to rush hour just yet. So this is I-84 at Grand. You can see traffic is moving along there nicely at Grand and on I-5 at SR14, and check out 26 at the Zoo. So smooth sailing there down the hill from Sylvan. Drive times look great for I-5, I-84, the Sunset, and all other freeways this morning.
Thank you very much, Carly. Well, we are looking ahead to a big weekend at Providence Park. The Timbers home opener against LAFC is tomorrow, and it kicks off the grand reopening of Providence Park.
Yeah, for nearly 20 months, both the Timbers and the Thorns have not been able to play at home while that stadium underwent a massive multi-million-dollar expansion project. Cor Harlan is live this morning at Providence Park, where the last-minute details are being wrapped up today, and I can imagine the excitement is building there, Cor.
Oh, a lot of in the organization. You can imagine how after spending $85 million on a new renovation here, and you get a look at what your money has been spent on, it's a pretty exciting time over there. 3 brand new decks of seating on the east side. I said this last half hour, I'll say it again. For the longest time here at Providence Park, those east grandstands have sort of been the poor stepchild of the stadium and the park here, but that is no longer the case. That is a granddaddy of an east side set of bleachers over there, 4,000 new seats. And also, in addition to renovating just about every aspect of this ballpark, they have brought in a lot of good food. And executive chef Jessica Barnes is with me here with Park Provisions. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
It's not your hour, is it?
Huh? Oh, this is my hour.
Well, we got the Dutch Bros.
That's why we have coffee.
That's
absolutely.
Why we got coffee. Tell me a little bit about the food. The concessions have been redone. The stands. You've got some Portland favorite names restaurant-wise in here in the park.
Absolutely.
Well,
so we've created a new brand, Park Provisions, to help celebrate that local, sustainable Portland feel here in the ballpark. Is this still a ballpark? Yeah, that's right.
It's a ballpark.
It's a ballpark, right?
It's a bigger ball, but
it's that works. So we've also created some new partnerships with some local restaurants. So Podna's Pit Barbecue is
What are we
here.
looking at here first while Robbie's showing us this?
Well, Robbie's showing you the amazing food. So this is our bacon queso nacho. So that's Tillamook cheddar, tomatoes, and jalapenos for a little bit of kick.
For breakfast, yum.
Let's do it.
Yes.
And then this is actually for breakfast. So our breakfast quesadilla. So that's scrambled eggs, some again Tillamook cheddar cheese and ham with a little pico de gallo. And
burger
then,
looks good. What is that?
So that's our Impossible Burger with a soy-based natural cheese, and that's just to kind of help celebrate our vegan and vegetarian fans.
So there are lots of new concessions here. Those are the Look at the Timber cookies over there. Dutch Bros, of course, a longtime sponsor here at Providence Park as well. This has been a stadium, Jenny and Ken, as you are all well aware, that has really been redone in just about every respect of the word. The concourses have been repainted. They're a little bit brighter. The stadium, as I said, last half hour has never looked better, and if you get down here, you will see that it has really never looked better. Now, tomorrow, the Timbers home opener here at the stadium. It will coincide with the Starlight Run tomorrow night, and the weekend is going to be really congested and really packed, a lot more than normal. For a look and an examination of some of the traffic issues, let's go to Elise Haas now with a little bit more on that part of the story. Elise?
Yes, hey Cor. So it's very exciting. Everyone's going to be out at the Timbers game tomorrow, like you guys mentioned, for the home opener. And then also, yes, we do have more going on, which is going to be the Starlight Parade. So with all of that, traffic in downtown Portland is going to be pretty messy. But there's just a few things that you need to know to kind of navigate around that. So the first thing is that streets are probably going to start closing at 3 o'clock tomorrow for the Starlight Run and for that parade. And then so this parade starts at 9th and Burnside. It's going to weave its way through the city and then end at Lincoln High School around 11:30 at night. So it'll be very busy on the streets. And that is just a couple of blocks away from Providence Park, where that Timbers game is going to start at 7:30. So with these two things overlapping, TriMet says some estimates put as many as 325,000 people in downtown Portland tomorrow night.
TriMet is definitely your best way to get downtown this Saturday. We're going to have extra service, we're going to have extra buses and extra MAX trains.
And because of those two events tomorrow, many parking lots are also going to be closed tomorrow. So the main thing is just plan ahead. Use public transportation like she suggested. Walk, bike, Uber, Lyft, carpool, you name it. Just make sure that you're planning ahead so that way you can navigate some of the traffic in downtown Portland. And then also we have more information about these street closures and about that parade route. Everything's at KOIN.com. Reporting live in downtown Portland, Elise Haas, KOIN 6 News.
Going to be action-packed for sure. Yeah, thanks, Elise. We will have continuing coverage of this weekend's grand opening of Providence Park, as well as the Rose Festival festivities happening this weekend. Again, for more information on traffic alerts, road closures, and schedules, just head to KOIN.com.
Well, dozens of camps are taking over parts of North Marine Drive right on the shore of the Columbia River, and neighbors say they are frustrated with the lack of action by the agencies responsible for that area.
Evelina Jones went out to find out just how bad the problem is, and as she found out, there's not an easy solution.
It's very peaceful down here, very quiet.
For 11 years, Don Larson has called these waters on the Columbia River his home. But in the last 5 years, his backyard waterway has brought unwelcome guests.
About a month and a half ago, there was literally 45 to 50 people living in tents on this private property illegally.
Tents, barges, and submerged boats line the shoreline and river on North Marine Drive, just east of Terminal 6. Larson's called multiple agencies for years, but says the camps continue to grow.
I think it's unacceptable. I'm not sure why we're allowing it to continue. I think the damage to the environment is one. Two, we're all going to pay for this in the end.
The mix of private and public land complicates matters. At least 4 agencies are responsible for finding a solution, including the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office and Department of State Lands.
We're taking a holistic approach, I think, to this to evaluate what are some policies that we need to put in place with either law enforcement or contractors for cleaning up an area.
That cleanup can cost anywhere from $500 to $80,000 just for one boat.
That is very difficult for any agency to absorb. So again, working collaboratively with a multitude of different agencies is going to help benefit everybody.
The Multnomah County Sheriff River Patrol regularly seizes abandoned boats, but says those living there aren't always homeless.
We're not dealing with our homeless or houseless population per se. People are finding alternative ways of living, and a lot of folks are choosing this lifestyle.
Again, that was Valina Jones reporting. Now, according to River Patrol, the Department of Lands is currently working on contracts to seize some of these boats. They also tell KOIN 6 that to clean up the entire area, they will need to take a multi-agency approach.
To the Oregon State Capitol now, where tributes continue to pour in for the late State Senator Jackie Winters. Her colleagues described her as a fierce champion for justice and an inspiring woman. The state Senate took a moment to honor her on Thursday. That's when they told us they plan to hold off on any votes until Monday. Winters was the first African-American Republican elected to the State House in Salem. Senate President Peter Courtney, a Democrat, says Winters could bring parties and people together.
And she was one who believed that the institution and the way we live and our civilization depended upon us being able to talk to one another and relate to one another. And that is fading. And so I think her loss is probably going to be staggering.
White roses and a single candle sit on her desk, along with 2 photos now. Plans for a public memorial have not yet been announced. Jackie Winters was 82 years old.
Well, Oregon Governor Kate Brown is ordering flags to be lowered to half-staff today in honor of Medal of Honor recipient Robert Maxwell. Maxwell, a Bend resident, died on May 11th at the age of 98. He was the nation's oldest Medal of Honor recipient for saving fellow soldiers during World War II when he jumped on a grenade.
A federal judge has blocked the city of Portland from forcing owners of unreinforced buildings to post signs warning they may be dangerous in earthquakes. There's a lawsuit going on right now over the seismic placards. The preliminary injunction means the city cannot enforce the ordinance until the case is over, which could take years. You can read much more about the judge's ruling right now from our media partners at the Portland Tribune.
541. Want to get a check on your weather headlines for this Friday, Kelly?
Yeah, we start out once again cloudy for the morning time, but by the afternoon, sunshine on the way. Just like yesterday, we climbed towards the upper 70s because of that sun. So the afternoon still looks great for today. Just a bit cloudy for most areas out towards the coast and also in Portland at this point in time. Thunderstorms still watching that for later today. Also through Saturday, we'll likely see those afternoon thunderstorms yesterday in central Oregon out towards Bend, Madras, Lapine. And then also up in Pendleton, we saw clusters of thunderstorms and lots of lightning. So through today, we are expecting that. But overall, a great weekend ahead for all the events in town. The Timbers play, and we'll see some nice conditions for the game tomorrow night. In the mid-50s as we start this morning to low 50s. Some breaks in those clouds so far, but that marine layer out towards the coast there at Seaside, as you can see, and also in Portland now. Here's our day planner for today. We'll see a nice lunch. Take it outside if you can. We'll see temperatures near 80 degrees today with lots of sun later. And again, the weekend looks fantastic. I'll have your full forecast here in a few moments. Carly.
The earlier stall I mentioned on I-5 southbound at 99th Street up in Vancouver cleared. It was blocking the right lane, but not for very long. So traffic is doing just fine in from Vancouver. It's 14 minutes on I-5 southbound from I-205, the Salmon Creek interchange to the Fremont Bridge, 11 on 205 southbound, and that's from Patton Parkway to I-84. I-84 westbound 15 from Troutdale to I-5, 6 just in from I-205. 26 eastbound, 11 minutes, and great drive times for 205, 217, and I-5 in from Wilsonville.
All right, thanks, Carly. It's coming up on 543. You're watching KOIN 6 News. And disaster across Arkansas.
After weeks of heavy rain and tornadoes, we hear from residents who now say they fear the worst is yet to come.
And don't forget, if you have a story you want us to investigate, just download the KOIN 6 News app and send us your news tips.
Time now is 5:46, and here's a quick look at some of the other stories making headlines this morning.
President Trump threatened to slap a 5% tariff on Mexican imports. The president says he wants to pressure Mexico to stop the flow of migrants from Central America across the U.S. border. The tariff will go into effect June 10th. In a tweet, the president said the size of the tariff will gradually increase, quote, until the illegal immigration problem is remedied. He said the tariff would then be removed.
The Centers for Disease Control says the number of measles cases in the U.S. so far this year has reached 971. That is the highest number in more than 25 years. Just a decade ago, there were fewer than 100 measles cases a year. In 2000, the disease was actually declared eliminated in the United States.
The legal woes are mounting for singer R. Kelly. The R&B star is facing 11 new counts of sexual assault and sexual abuse. They were filed yesterday in Illinois. At least 3 of the charges relate to a victim between the age of 13 and 16. The new counts bring the total number of charges against R. Kelly to 21.
Residents in parts of Arkansas are now dealing with flooding. This comes after weeks of storms dropped heavy rain and spawned tornadoes in that state. And after touring Arkansas from the sky on Thursday, Governor Asa Hutchinson called the situation devastating.
I've worked downtown for about 30 years, and I've never seen it this high.
A lot of us don't have flood insurance, so I really don't know what to do next. I keep praying.
Swollen rivers have flooded homes and buildings across the state and flooded thousands of acres of farmland. Overnight, a levee some 70 miles upstream from Little Rock breached, leaving what one official called a wide open hole of water.
All right, 5:48. Want to take a look at our own weather, and we're lucky to live in this part of the country because we haven't seen a lot of issues lately.
Yeah, that is so correct. Our main severe weather is thunderstorms at this point in time, and those continue through the eastern portions of our state here, just over the mountains. And you could even see one yesterday from Portland. This photo was sent in to us. Thank you for sharing this. And this is from Portland downtown at the waterfront there. You can see that anvil cloud off in the distance, likely looking eastward and up and over the mountains. So we will likely see more storms as we head into today. Here's our radar loop from 18 hours ago. Just take a look at how much cloud-to-ground lightning we captured here. Lots of clusters of storms out towards Bend, Madras, Lapine, and southward into Medford, and also up in Pendleton and northeastern Oregon yesterday, too. So we're still seeing that wraparound moisture. Low system just to the southeast of us near the border of California is still bringing that moisture our way as winds from the east are kicking into the region here. So as we warm up again, we'll likely see some thunderstorms popping going into the afternoon today. And here's that thunderstorm threats everywhere in green here. So east of the Cascades through southern Oregon up into eastern Washington even, we do have a chance for some thunderstorms going into our afternoon and evening. As we start this morning, it looks pretty nice. We're still cloudy in Portland, though, 57 degrees as we look towards downtown, out towards Solar Winery, getting some breaks in those clouds as that sun starts to rise. Will likely keep blue skies out there for today in the mid-50s at this point in time. Towards the gorge, a beautiful start this morning. That sunrise giving off some color over the river there, mid-50s and at Seaside, and the entire coast. That marine layer is still there, but we are expecting mostly sunny skies by the afternoon and also a bit breezy for those folks heading out to the coast later today, so keep that in mind. Overall, our weather pattern looks nice as that low system starts to work eastward and out of the region over the weekend. Will likely stop those thunderstorms in eastern Oregon as we head towards Sunday and Monday. So later this weekend and as we start next week, we'll likely see less of those afternoon storms out in that region as high pressure again takes over. But for the western portions of our state, we're looking at nice weather going into our weekend. We'll keep it dry. We'll see more sunshine and also temperatures warming towards about the 80s going into the next several days. The Starlight Parade forecast that kicks off Saturday evening. We'll see warm temperatures likely in the low 70s by the later evening, mid 60s to upper 50s. So do bring that light jacket, but ideal weather for all the events in town, even the Timbers game likely in the 70s as kickoff there starts. So at the coast today, 60s for us. We'll see afternoon sun. Just a bit breezy, maybe gusts around 20 miles per hour, not 60. As we head into the valley today, low 80s, going with 82 degrees in Portland. Yesterday we hit 79, so the above normal trend continues here for the valley with mostly sunny skies. We'll see passing afternoon thunderstorms today again in central and eastern Oregon, and in those storms we could see some hail, some lightning, and very heavy downpours. So take cover if you are in one of those systems. We'll be passing by again in the afternoon. afternoon. 80s out towards Hood River and the Gorge, and sunshine for those folks out there. Here's our 7-day forecast. We'll stay in the 80s heading into Sunday. By Monday, those morning clouds continue, but still pleasant in the 70s going into next week. Carly.
We'll take a look at the Portland metro area. It's looking great. We haven't seen any signs of slowing just yet. It is Friday morning, so traffic's going to be lighter than usual. This is I-5 at SR 14, and it's clear. So nice traffic there, traffic flow, I should say, in from Vancouver. We're going to take a look at what those drive times are shaping up to be. Well, right now, without any delays, it's 8 minutes only on I-5 southbound from SR 500 to the Fremont Bridge. 205 southbound, 9 minutes there from SR 500 to I-84. If you're headed past Gladstone here through Oregon City, it's looking great with 11 minutes from Highway 224 to I-5.
All right, thank you, Carly. Police dogs from around Oregon will be competing this Saturday in the Washington County Sheriff's Office Police Canine Trials. Now, the most visual part of the trials, suspect apprehension, that is Cora Harlan in the video in the big puffy dog bite suit. Deputies tell us police dogs are often the best non-lethal way to gain compliance from someone who is resisting or running from deputies. Now, the Canine Show Safety Fair starts at 10 tomorrow morning at Hillsborough Stadium. Dog competitions begin around 11.
And as you saw earlier, Cora was uninjured during that competition.
Yes,
yeah.
they did it safely. Yeah.
And a reminder that this Sunday is the Heart to Heart concert at the Crystal Ballroom in Portland. It features an all-star lineup of musicians for two worthy causes. It's a fundraiser for the Caring Ambassadors program, which helps people with hepatitis C and helps people with that illness. It would also help Oregon Music Hall of Fame keyboardist Louis Payne, who is recovering from a heart attack. The Heart to Heart concert features artists including Curtis Salgado, Mel Brown, Jared Lawson, and the My Happy Pill Band. That show starts at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at the Crystal Ballroom. Time now is 5:53. You're watching KOIN 6 News.
And we are following renewed concerns this morning on the Portland State University campus. A disturbing trend of women being filmed without their consent. We'll hear from students and how the school is responding coming up.
Welcome back. You're watching KOIN 6 News, watching out for you.
Well, good morning, everyone. The first NBA Finals game ever played outside the United States, taking to a raucous Scotiabank Arena in Toronto last night. Take a look. These fans, they were all kind of hyped up for this one. Warriors playing in their 5th straight finals, but this is the first one where they did not have home court. This is Fred VanVleet to a streaking Serge Ibaka. Kawhi Leonard, meantime, wasn't the machine that we saw him be in the East Finals. He still had 23 as the Raptors were up by 10 at the half. Now, Golden State's transition defense was pretty poor, and Pascal Siakam made him pay. He would score a career playoff high 32, 118-109. Toronto takes it. It's their 5th straight win in the playoffs. And how about this, for those of you that like percentages and stuff, the winner of Game 1 of a series goes on to win the series 71% of the time. Game 2 coming up on Sunday. Hey, another day, another honor for Oregon State's Adley Rutschman. On Thursday, Collegiate Baseball named Rutschman as their National Player of the Year. And don't forget, tonight at 7, the Beavers opening up defense of their national championship when they face Cincinnati at 7 o'clock down at Goss Stadium. The Timbers announcing they're going to face their bitter rivals in the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup, which will take place Wednesday, June 12th. It'll be held in Cheney Stadium in Tacoma. It's going to be the first match against the Sounders since Portland eliminated them from the playoffs last season. Of course, before that, Timbers going to christen new Providence Park in their home opener tomorrow night. We will have all kinds of live coverage of not only the Timbers, but also the Beavers over the next couple of days. All right, that's a quick look at sports. Have a great weekend, everyone.